it's me again. Now, when I was actually producing my poster, I used a program called Adobe Photoshop, which is a specialist program in photo editing. Now, it's used throughout the industry. It is known as a professional package, and it comes with a professional price tag as well. It's really expensive to buy, which is probably why not many people that are, say, my age would have it. They would only come across it if they were doing a subject such as media, photography, graphics, things like that that would need you to edit things on the computer. But saying that, the program is really good. It has a huge number of tools. Now, when I was producing my poster, I didn't use anywhere near the amount of tools that it actually has on there. There are people that could use that program and have used that program for years, and they still don't even know everything they can do, because it's just a huge, in-depth program about editing pictures, and that is basically all it does. It edits a picture for you, and you can save it to a number of different formats, as well as changing the image size to a number of different sizes. Now, the size that I decided to put it's my dog again, sorry, you just don't shut up. But the size I decided, I didn't decide, I was told that it has to be of A3 size. So that's what everything to do with my poster was put in. Every time I'd import one of the images, even if it was just one of the images that I took of the cast that I would use, I still then, when I started editing it in the software program, I would have done it in an A3 size, even if it was just a small picture, because then I sort of covered my own back, and when I was changing things around, I knew everything was still in the A3 size. And even throughout the time I was saving it, I would just double check the sizes, because the worst thing that can happen is you make a lovely poster and then you find out it's in the wrong size. Now, thinking about if I could do the whole poster again, how I'd change it, I'd probably try and do something with the sizing of the lettering, simply because when I do look at the poster, I do find that some of it, especially towards the bottom, can be quite cramped, because at the bottom it's got not only the watch title, but it's also then got In Cinemas Now, and then it's also got the watch.co.uk, and then underneath that it's got the conventions, which is of course the whole casting block and title sequence block, whatever you want to call it really. So that's one of the things I would look at. However, I do think the overall image that the poster does convey is quite good, and I think I did this by accident, to me, I didn't really notice it, but where it's got the two coupling masks, above it it's got the two star names, and both star names coincide with the coupling masks, and I didn't really clock onto that until halfway through the editing. I was like, oh, I quite like that, and I think that's sort of a unique feature of my poster, and I do think it's, although it gives away who's playing them, I think it doesn't at all ruin the overall story of the film. But you may have a different opinion on that, which is each to their own really. Everyone has their own opinions about things. But now I'll talk about my own opinions about what I think the differences are between the Crazies poster, which is on the left, it's my right, no, it's my left, sure, right. See, I do it all on the spot, so I've not got a script, but that's all I have to talk about, and that basically says that I need to talk about software, so it doesn't help. But yeah, it's on my left, so it will be your right, and it says the Crazies on it, so if you're not showing your left and rights, which I'm not, I'm ashamed to say it, then just look for the one that says the Crazies on it, and that's the one you're looking at. But I'm comparing that to my one simply because when I looked at them, the main difference is the Crazies is bare. It's pretty much bare compared to what I've got on mine. But then again, the fact that the main image that you see on there, it's in the centre, and it is quite a striking image, and it don't really give much away. And I think that is similar to mine, because my two main characters, sort of main characters, basically the crazy couple, there in the centre, just like the mask. Now, the mask on the Crazies, you don't know nothing. You look at it, and all you see is, the most detail you get is people in the red eye of the mask. which it don't give anything away of what it is, apart from the fact because it is all black and you have the red there and the font of the Crazies, it does sort of imply that it's going to be a scary film. But other than that, you don't know anything. You don't know who made it, you don't know who's in it, and more importantly, you don't know when it's out. And I think the mysterious of the Crazies is actually, it works better than basically the obvious things of mine. And I think in that sense I'm a little bit like, oh, it's a better poster. But then again, it's done in a completely different way. I was following all of the conventions, had all the conventions written down, I researched it. I was like, right, I'm going to make a really conventional poster. And the Crazies haven't done that. They've thrown it out the window. And I think it's worked better than mine. I think if I just saw that, I'd definitely research it. And then in turn, it will increase traffic to their website. Because I know if I research something, I use the internet. So I'll then get to the website and then find out more information. Whereas on mine, it already says everything. It says the title, which is The Watched. It then says that it's in cinemas everywhere on June 25th. And then underneath that, it says thewatch.co.uk. And I think the fact that mine is just so set out, I think in a way it's a little bit plain Jane kind of thing. But saying that, I do think it still works well. I would go and see both, and I think they do still both look professional. Now, one of the other differences between the two is the fact that the Crazies also doesn't have at all any tagline, which my tagline is, you never know who's watching, which is quite a cheesy tagline kind of thing, but it fits in the film. You never know who's watching, The Watched. And I think it does tie in, but then again, the Crazies without one, it's sort of, you've got to guess for yourself. And I think the way that works, it backs up the whole thing of what is the Crazies, what is the whole film about. And I think I sort of wish I went along down that road, because mine, just from the way the titling is, and just from the tagline, you know, it's about two people that are obviously watching something. And I think that, in a way, can be seen as a little boring. And that's me being really critical of my own work. But that is honestly how some people can look on it. And I do think that is sort of a downside. But then again, you can't really have everything. And that's my headphones, that's not. But, I mean, I do like them both. And I think the way the Crazies and the Watch compare to each other, they do have similarities. Like, the Crazies title is at the bottom, my title is at the bottom, and they both focus on one central image, even though in the Crazies it's got one image of a mask, whereas I've got two images of the antagonists.